can go.
So students, we are still discussing the pre-field preparation stages. I talked about this stage, the piloting. Piloting, we should note that it is a fieldwork preparation stage where one of the few, maybe the leader, a teacher, or any other person is expected to visit the area of study before taking out the whole group. This one is intended, first of all, to seek permission. That is the first thing why we carry out to the pilot, to seek permission, because you cannot go to a place with a classroom of 40, 50, 100 students in a place where you have not asked for permission. Seeking permission is from, first and foremost, from the police, from the DEO, or the district education officer, or municipal or city education officer, or whoever is in charge of education, the chairman of the place where you have gone, and maybe the one in charge of the area where you are going to carry out to fill up. All those things are carried out in the pilot study. Second reason why we conduct the pilot study is, of course, to know the requirements. To know the requirements. You cannot carry out a field work in a distance of 100 kilometers and you plan to go with a bicycle, or you plan to go with the foot. So you should know, where am I carrying out field work? What is the requirements? How much money is it going to take me? All those ones are studied from the pilot study. Also, the pilot study is intended to know whether what you want to learn is existing. The existence of what you want to cover. For instance, you cannot say I'm going to carry out field work in the market and yet you want to know fish species. That one would also cannot be accepted. So you should carry out the pilot study and find out whether what you want to learn is in existence to that place where you are going to carry out to field work. To determine the distance, where you are going to take it, or where you are going to carry out to field work. So you should know, one carrying out field work should first of all have a pilot study to determine the above requirements. So that is the first thing, the pilot study. The second thing is topic. That is the second step, the second thing under the preparation stage, the topic of study. The topic of study, first and foremost, it should be geographical. It should be geographical. In brief, it should be related to our geographical environment. It should be precise. Should not be worded, but at the same time it should contain all the requirements. The topic of study should state where elements should come out clearly. Where are you going to carry out field work? Am I going to carry it out in Butiaba Fish Learning Site, Kasenyi fish landing site, Hoima Central Market, whatsoever. So in your topic of study, the where should be clear. The topic of study at the same time should state the relationship. Should have that element of relationship. And lastly, it should give outcomes. In your topic, the outcome should also be clear. I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to give you an example of a topic of study. 1 or 2, but as well you can also think of your own. Let us look at this. The growth and development of fishing activities in a Butiama Fish Landing Site on Lake Albert, Bulisa District. So what I was meaning is the growth and development is sitting in for relationship. Fishing activities, that is the activity carried out. What was carried out? The study is about fishing activities. Then where? The fishing activities on the Butiama Fish Landing Site found on Lake Albert, Bulisa District. So this is how, one way of how we can state a topic of study, the growth and development of fishing activities in Butiama Fish Landing Site on Lake Albert, Bulisa District. That is one way the topic of study can be stated. If you don't state it in that way, you can also state it by saying the relationship between relief futures relief futures and land use activities. And land use activities in Butiama Fish Landing Site on Lake Albert, Bulisa District. That is another way the topic of study can be written down. So as I told you, it should have the components of relationship, the activities carried out, that is land use, the relationship between the relief features and land use activities. We can as well replace relief features with the physical features if you want to be maybe more detailed. The relationship between physical features and land use activities around the Bujaba Fish Landing Site on Lake Albert, Bulisa District. So that element of relationship should be clear. Then where? What was carried out? What is carried out is fieldwork is carried out on land use, different land use activities. Where? Different land use activities in Bujaba Fish Landing Site on Lake Albert in Bulisa District. But doesn't mean that the topic should only be on Bulisa District, fishing in Bulisa District. No, we can have as many topics as possible. Maybe you can have a topic on the market, you can have a topic on mining, you can have a topic on agriculture. Say for example, tea growing, maybe in Bugambe Tea Estate, that is in Kikube District. So the topic of study will always change depending on what you want to cover or where you have gone. I don't know where you intend to go, but it will depend on the place, where we have carried out our field work. So we can as well have one, or maybe we can have one on agriculture. How can I write a topic on agriculture? One can say the relationship between physical features and land use in Kinyara Sugar Works, Masindi District. That is about agriculture, relationship between physical features and land use activities in Kinyara Sugar Works, Masindi District. That is another way we can set a correct topic. As I'm reminding you that the topic should talk about relationships, should talk about the activities carried out, land use activities, and then where it is carried out in Kinyara Sugar Works, in Masindi District. That is how we should always state our correct topic. You can as well formulate your own. Topic to suit your area of study. That one doesn't matter. But what you should know is you should always put the above things correctly, because as I've told you, the question is compulsory, takes 25 marks, and there is no way you will do the question without the topic. Whether asked or not asked, the topic of study is the first thing to think about when you are doing the number. So everybody think about the topic you are going to put in, and then that's how it will be. Nice time.